War has always been brutal, chaotic, and unpredictable, but now something is changing. Instead of soldiers fighting on the ground, machines are taking their place, silent, precise, and deadly. Drones are rewriting the rules of combat, and their dominance is only beginning. Once seen as futuristic tech, drones are now the primary weapon of choice for militaries worldwide. But how did we get here? And what happens when war becomes a battle of machines rather than men? Drones didn't just appear overnight. In fact, their history in warfare dates back further than most people realize. While today's drones are sleek, high-tech killing machines, their early ancestors were much simpler and mostly used for spying. During World War I, military strategists toyed with the idea of unmanned aircraft, but the technology wasn't advanced enough to make it practical. By World War II, the US and Nazi Germany experimented with remote-controlled planes for bombing missions, but these early attempts were unreliable at best. It wasn't until the Vietnam War that drones, though primitive by today's standards, finally played a real role in combat. In the 1960s and 70s, the US military used unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, for reconnaissance missions. These drones, known as Ryan Firebees, were small, remote-controlled aircraft that flew over enemy territory, capturing intelligence and reducing the risk of pilot casualties. Though they couldn't carry weapons, they laid the foundation for future drone warfare. Fast forward to the 1990s, and drone technology took a major leap forward. The introduction of the RQ-owned Predator changed everything. For the first time, a drone could stay in the air for extended periods, providing real-time surveillance. But the real game-changer came in 2001, when the Predator was modified to carry Hellfire missiles. Suddenly, drones weren't just gathering intelligence, they were actively hunting and eliminating targets. This marked the dawn of modern drone warfare. No longer just spies in the sky, drones had become silent assassins, and from that moment on, the battlefield would never be the same. The moment drones became armed, everything changed. They were no longer just tools for surveillance. They became lethal, precise, and nearly unstoppable. The real shift happened in the early 2000s, in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. The US government needed a way to track and eliminate high-value targets without risking soldiers' lives. The solution? The MQ-1 Predator. Initially designed for intelligence gathering, the Predator drone was modified to carry AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, giving the U.S. military a way to strike with deadly accuracy from thousands of miles away. In 2001, the first ever drone strike was carried out in Afghanistan. The target? A suspected al-Qaeda leader. That moment marked a turning point in military history. No longer did troops need to infiltrate enemy territories or send in risky airstrikes. A pilot, sitting comfortably in an air-conditioned control center halfway across the world, could simply press a button, and the job was done. The success of the Predator led to its replacement by the MQ-9 Reaper, an even more powerful, more advanced combat drone. Capable of carrying 4 Hellfire missiles and 500-pound laser-guided bombs, the Reaper became the ultimate hunter in the sky. But with this new technology came serious ethical concerns. If a drone operator can end a life from a screen thousands of miles away, does it make war too easy? Some critics argue that the rise of drones removes the emotional weight of killing, turning war into nothing more than a video game. Yet militaries around the world continued to invest in drones, recognizing them as the future of warfare. And as drone technology improved, their dominance became undeniable. Drones are taking over the battlefield for one simple reason. They're more effective than traditional warfare. Faster, cheaper, and safer, these machines have revolutionized combat in ways that no other weapons system has. One of the biggest advantages? No pilots in harm's way. In conventional air combat, sending fighter jets means putting human pilots at extreme risk. If a mission goes wrong, soldiers can be captured, injured, or killed. But with drones, militaries can conduct high-risk operations without endangering a single human life, at least on their side. Then, there's cost efficiency. A single F-35 fighter jet costs around $80 million, while a high-end combat drone, like the MQ-9 Reaper, costs around $32 million, less than half the price. And drones don't require expensive pilot training, maintenance, or onboard life support systems. Militaries can launch dozens of drones for the cost of a single manned aircraft. But the real game changer is real-time intelligence and precision strikes. Unlike traditional air raids, which require hours of planning and coordination, drones hover over battle zones for hours, providing constant surveillance. When a target is spotted, a strike can happen within seconds. No delays, no second guessing, just immediate, precise action. Drones also excel in urban warfare and counterterrorism. In the past, rooting out enemy combatants hiding in cities was a logistical nightmare. Now, drones can infiltrate these areas undetected, using infrared cameras and AI-powered tracking to identify threats before they even strike. The result? A faster, more efficient, and deadlier form of combat. But efficiency comes with consequences. While militaries hail drones as a revolutionary weapon, others warn that war is becoming too easy, too automated, and too disconnected from human cost. Drones may be the most effective weapons of modern warfare, but they come with a heavy price, one that goes beyond just money. The rise of drone strikes has sparked serious ethical concerns, especially regarding civilian casualties, psychological trauma, and the dehumanization of war. One of the biggest criticisms of drone warfare is its lack of accountability. Unlike traditional warfare, where soldiers engage face-to-face, drones allow militaries to strike from thousands of miles away, often with limited oversight. Mistaken identity, faulty intelligence, or even technical glitches can turn what was meant to be a precision strike into a tragedy. Civilian casualties are a growing concern. Reports from conflict zones reveal that drone strikes don't always hit their intended targets. In 2010, a U.S. drone strike in Afghanistan mistakenly killed 23 civilians, including women and children. In 2021, another drone strike intended for ISIS operatives ended up killing an innocent aid worker and his family. These incidents fuel outrage and damage the reputation of drone-using nations. But the impact isn't just on the victims, it's also on the drone operators themselves. Many assume that because drone pilots operate from a safe distance, they don't suffer from the horrors of war. But the truth is, the psychological toll is just as real. Imagine this. You sit in a dark room, staring at a screen for hours, tracking a target. You watch them walk, eat, and interact with their family. And then, with a single button press, you take their life. Unlike traditional soldiers who experience combat in real time, drone operators often rewatch their strikes over and over in debriefings. Some have reported severe PTSD, depression, and nightmares about the people they've killed. The biggest fear? Drones are becoming accessible to more than just governments. Terrorist organizations, cartels, and rogue nations can now acquire deadly drone technology, leveling the playing field in ways that were once unimaginable. As drones spread across battlefields worldwide, the question isn't just about who has the most firepower, it's about who can defend against them. Drones started as a U.S. military advantage, but now every major military power wants them. The rise of drone warfare has sparked a global arms race, with countries racing to develop and deploy their own fleets, and the consequences could be catastrophic. The U.S. may have pioneered the use of drones, but it no longer holds a monopoly on the technology. China, Russia, Iran, and Turkey are among the many nations aggressively developing and selling combat drones, some of which rival or even surpass U.S. models. China has flooded the market with affordable drones, selling them to countries that the U.S. refuses to supply. Their CH-4 drone, often called the Chinese Reaper, is already in use in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Pakistan. Russia has heavily invested in drones, using them in the Ukraine conflict to devastating effect. Their Orion and Lancet drones have successfully targeted Ukrainian infrastructure, demonstrating how drone warfare can shape modern battlefields. Iran has taken a different approach, arming terrorist groups and non-state actors with drones. The Shahed 136 suicide drone has been deployed in attacks on Ukraine and Middle Eastern targets, sparking fears of drones being used in unconventional warfare. Turkey has also emerged as a key player, with its Bayraktar TB2 drones proving highly effective in conflicts in Libya, Syria, and Nagorno-Karabakh. Right now, most military drones still require human operators to make final decisions. But that's changing fast. Artificial intelligence is taking over, and the next generation of drones may no longer need human approval to strike. Imagine this. A drone patrols a battlefield, scanning for threats. It detects an enemy fighter, confirms the target using facial recognition, and within seconds, it fires. No human decision-making, no hesitation, just pure automation. This isn't science fiction. It's already happening. Countries like the US, China, and Russia are developing autonomous drones that can operate independently, making battlefield decisions at machine speed. In 2020, the U.S. military tested an AI-powered fighter jet in a dogfight simulation against a human pilot. the AI won. And in 2021, reports surfaced that an autonomous Turkish drone may have carried out an attack without human input in Libya. If true, it would mark the first confirmed instance of an AI drone engaging a target on its own. The benefits of AI-controlled drones are obvious: faster reaction times, fewer human errors, and 24/7 battlefield presence. But the dangers? Terrifying. What happens if an AI drone malfunctions and misidentifies a target? Or worse, what if a rogue state or terrorist group gains control of autonomous drone technology? The idea of AI-controlled assassins roaming the skies isn't just alarming, it's a global security threat. There's also the issue of moral responsibility. If an AI drone commits a war crime, who is held accountable? The programmer, the military, or is there simply no one to blame? The rise of autonomous drones could mark the beginning of a new kind of warfare, one where machines decide who lives and who dies. And if we don't establish limits now, we might soon lose control altogether. Drones are no longer just tools of war. They are the war. They have changed the way battles are fought, redefining strategy, ethics, and the future of warfare. And we're only at the beginning. So the question remains, are we ready for a world where war is fought by machines? Because whether we are or not, the future is already here.